Yeah, Romaine, let's face it, this is taking a while, but we heard from White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki earlier today, and she gave us a little bit of a better idea of the timeline for an announcement. Take a listen.
I don't have anything to update you on the timeline. It is still something we would like to get done and announce before the end of the year. We're close, so soon.
Let's bring in Anna Wong. Kayleigh, of course, as we're thinking about all of this and how this folds into some of the economics. Anna Wong, of course, is our chief U.S. economist here for Bloomberg Economics, formerly, of course, of the Federal Reserve Board and White House Council of Economic Advisors and U.S. Treasury. Anna then talked to us about, I guess, maybe the search and if the delay has made any impact on economics or if that search really does have an impact as you're thinking about that list of candidates.
Yeah, so we don't think that the search, the delay in announcing has any material impact on monetary policy since really there's only just one currently vacant board seat right now, and Vice Chair Clarida and Randall's Quarles are not leaving until December and January. But in terms of the names of the candidates that's floating out there, even though we don't know for sure it would be, we know two things. One is that there's going to be more diversity on the board, and two, the three people who are coming in will not be more hawkish than Vice Chair Clarida or Quarles. And in terms of how that would affect monetary policy making, this is what we thought. So in the SEP release this week, we saw that in terms of number of rate hikes expected by the median FOMC voter for 2023, it was pretty close between 3 hikes versus 4 hikes, and 3 hikes is marginally has more votes. But if the Biden administration, if they were to nominate somebody slightly more dovish than current Vice Chair Randall Quarles, you actually will definitely tip the balance toward just 3 rate hikes for 2023 among the voting participants of FOMC.
Yeah, and I mean, we were just looking at a couple of the names out there that have been sort of thrown around there. You talk about Raskin, you talk about Dinan. I think Seth Carpenter's name has popped up there. We talk about the potential for diversity, but there's also the idea here, Valerie Wilson too, Lisa Cook, William Spriggs, names here that I think most people assume not only deserve it, but probably one of these folks is probably going to end up there. Is there any sense here, Anna, that the process for getting any of these people in there could be contentious?
Yeah, so you know, there are many ways to think about diversity, right? There's diversity of skin color, but there's also diversity of views. So in terms of if it's Raskin, Dinan, and Seth Carpenter, you have the diversity of the former type. But in terms of the views, these 3 are very much mainstream and aligned. Like Dinan was in the same, cohort, similar, overlapped with Leo Brainard at Harvard during their PhD program. And Seth Carpenter, Dinan, Raskin, and Brainard all served in the same Treasury under Obama at the same time. And so their views are very similar to mainstream economics view. But however, if you do have William Spriggs, Lisa Cook, and other, you do have the former skin, diversity in terms of skin color, but you definitely will introduce this additional element of diversity, which is diversity of view, because William Spriggs is more of the kind who thinks, well, we shouldn't care about Phillips curve. We should care more about the livelihood of the lower quintile of income distribution, whether workers are getting enough jobs, and that it's too premature to worry about inflation. I think his initial comments about the pivot of the Fed this week is that he's disappointed that the Fed is making this pivot, right? And Lisa Cook is also, I mean, personally, I've not read much research from her that would suggest that she would be more hawkish or or anything like that. So
yeah. All right. Still an interesting lineup of folks here, and interesting to see that they're at least considering some of these names. I guess the big question, Anna, is when are we actually going to get those names out of the White House here? Anna Wong of Bloomberg Economics doing some great research down there.